because America's still kind of like technically the biggest place where racism goes on still to this day. You feel me?
Now,
So,
America won't admit a racism because they're ashamed. America will admit racism because they get shamed.
but see, that's the only way you fix the problem. You got to admit when you're wrong. You know, it's no
Yeah.
different than being a drug addict. It's no different than being a gang member. You have to like, you have to anything and everything. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's got a negative to it, you gotta the first step to fixing the problem, to having some type of solution to it, you gotta admit that it was wrong. You know, so but I try not to get too caught up in the politics and all that shit. Like it really I grew up being racially profiled my whole entire life, and it just, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying?
But I mean, do you ever get resentful of the fact that like there's multiple facets of you as a person, even as a musician? There's hundreds of aspects of you. But I noticed from every article I read about you when I was doing my research, they mentioned gang membership.
Yeah, when you black, you grow up resentful. I grew up resentful, you know, but like I said, I try not to live in a negative space. You
Word.
feel me? And for sure, I know how it is. California has a certain type of reputation. It has a certain type of persona. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to gang banging, because this is the land of gang bang. So I get it. That's what people want to hear. That's what people want to talk about. And I don't mind talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind shedding a little light on it because why? I'm not in a space where I'm necessarily out trying to promote a motherfucker to gang bang and commit a bunch of crimes, do a bunch of stupid shit. If I could have my little homies, snatch them little motherfuckers up, and have up under me making some money and staying out the bullshit, that's what I'm gonna do as a big homie. And
But
that
then
and
to
that's the
bring it
part.
back to
That's
the
the part.
music, you're like mad comfortable making songs that have nothing to do with none of that type of shit.
That's exactly. I've always been a versatile artist. More so in the recent years. I don't mind stepping outside the box. It ain't all got to be just related to gang banging music and what I'm saying, focusing on the streets and whatnot. Like I'm just gonna speak what's real from the heart. Me as a man, you feel me? Me personally, I'm gonna just speak what's from the heart, how I feel at the time. But
Even
like
if
I
it
said,
all
that's
comes,
why.
you look down. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
Nah, I was just gonna say, that's why I felt like this album Clarity was so important because it really like tunes in on where I'm at now as an artist and as a person. You feel me? Like it's bringing it's like it's telling my whole entire story all in one album. You feel me? So to speak. Like, it's gonna show that like that how I've evolved over the years. You know what I'm saying?
What's that like? I mean, I know it's kind of cliche, like, is that cathartic? Does it make you feel better? But what I've always wondered about that, because, like, in examining my life, I ain't always made the best decisions, and I've had some bad outcomes, and I've always wondered if self introspection at that level, if it's painful.
In the past, it's been painful. I've gone through a lot of ups and downs. I feel like I've went through multiple emotions with music.
Is it shit that you're ashamed of?
Um, I
I
wouldn't
have a
say
lot of
I wouldn't
problems
say
with
I
it.
would I
Shame.
wouldn't say
Yeah.
ashamed. I've learned to accept my past and what I've done. I've learned to
How?
accept the the
Because
the, the,
I'm
the
I'm
bad
I
decisions
ain't
I
gonna lie, brother. I'm struggling with that. To be real with you.
yeah, and that's a very big struggle. It took me a long time. I had a lot of self blame and a lot of self hate. It took me a very long time to be able to accept my past and kind of move on and be where I'm at now, the space that I'm in now.
Hey,
That
that's
took
a
me.
strong word though. You said self-hate. Like, how do you even admit that?
I mean, shit.
Like that guy takes strength to admit that.
5 years ago I couldn't have. It's just a matter of accepting it. You know what I'm saying? Accepting it and expressing yourself at the end of the day. And I think I've just gotten better at that over these years. And that's why that's gonna bleed into my music that much more. Because I've learned how to kind of so to an extent come up out that shell. You know what I'm saying? Speak about shit that I wasn't comfortable about speaking about before.
It sounds like you got strong people around you. Did you have somebody that helped you through this process?
I mean, I got family and friends that pretty positive. But to be honest with you, a lot of it, I mean, it really took me, you know, because nobody can help you if you don't want to be helped. And I've had people my whole entire life, friends and family, more so family more than friends, that that try guiding me and putting me in the right direction and let me know what I'm doing is wrong and how I should maybe work on this, that. I didn't want to hear none of that shit growing up, you know. And then
Right.
I kind of got to a point on my own. It didn't take nobody else. It took me to finally start seeing shit for what the fuck it was, and trying to, you know, and really just working on that. You know what I'm saying? And that goes from, like, you know, like I said, that bleeds into the music, the streets, me as a man. You know what I'm saying? Certain shit that I missed out of growing up as a man because my father wasn't around. You know what I'm saying, at the time. So like, that's just, you know, you gotta know what your enemy is to win the war. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I didn't think we was gonna go in this direction, but you mad deep with it, man. I- it's probably pretty safe to say that you're at least 30 years old, right?
I got a little age on me. Still young though. Still young and with it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you told me you was 28, I wouldn't have thought you was lying. You feel me? But
But you know, they say black don't crack.
yeah, word. I heard that. But the reason I was gonna ask you that is, well, what advice would you give somebody that's between like 18 on 22 on how to recognize that someone is just there to take advantage of them?
It's hard to say, man. I want to say, a lot of times we know, we just ignore it.
People do tell you who they are.
We ignore those signs, you know, and a lot of times, it's how it makes us feel at the moment that causes us to kind of ignore those signs. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just got to slow down and sit back and really think shit through. Like, one thing that I learned a long time ago when I was running around the streets, like, I was taught, you know, through my homies, I got an issue, you know, my OGs, I got an issue. They give me the pistol and be like, here, nigga, go handle, you know what I mean, go handle your shit. You feel me? That was how I was taught to respond to shit, or go fight that motherfucker or whatever, you know. And you know, I got to a point. I remember somebody telling me a long time ago, like, if you really feel like laying somebody out, you know what I'm saying, give that shit a week. See how you feel in a week from now.
You still feel that way, yeah.
Right, because most people are in prison right now. I got homies doing life in prison right now. It's a lot of people in prison right now, just acting off of emotion at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Impulsive,
And
yeah.
yeah, motherfuckers being impulsive. You feel me? And you got a lot of people in there like that. You know, so that kind of like that's something that stuck to me as I got a little older. Just kind of like, damn, okay, let me see how I feel. You know, in a week from now, if I feel the same way, then okay, maybe it's still fuck that motherfucker then. You feel me? But at least I thought the shit through. It's not emotions no more. You know what I'm saying? And as humans, we naturally, you know, that's how we express ourselves, is through emotions a lot, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying?
Did you like did this come like naturally, or did you get like some type of training in conflict resolution? Because I mean, you sound really level-headed about these matters.
You know, it really, I taught myself, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, as I got older, I just kind of started seeing shit a little differently, thankfully, you know what I'm saying? Started seeing life differently. I wanted more for myself. Um, and it really just, yeah, that's really what it is. I just wanted more for myself. You feel me? And wanting more for yourself, you have to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? As a person, you have to know what your likes are, your dislikes. You have to know what your flaws are, your weaknesses, your strengths. And you got to want to really work on them things. You know what I'm saying? You can motherfuckers speak all day about how they finna change and do this and that and the third, but if you ain't really sitting back and really self-analyzing, you know what I'm saying, that shit ain't gonna go nowhere.
You,
You know what I'm
you,
saying? You got to point out what them you know, what your weaknesses are, what your flaws are. You got to point them out, and you got to figure out what the fuck, what about it that you can do better. You know what I'm saying? Next time, and that's really what I did. Just, you know,
you
really
ain't been
started
much for
understanding
peer
myself.
pressure, huh, man?
Huh?
You ain't been much for peer pressure, have you, man?
You said, have I dealt with peer pressure?
And I said you haven't been much for it. Like it don't seem to me that you really gonna get pressured into doing some shit.
No,
You seem pretty certain in who you is.
that ain't finna happen. You know, but I mean, shit, I was easily peer pressured when I was younger.
Oh yeah?
You feel me? Easy peer pressure. You know what I'm saying? Young, wild. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What
easy
changed?
peer pressure.
Just maturity?
just maturity. You know what I'm saying? Going through a lot of shit. Fortunately, you know, going through a lot of shit made me want more for myself. You know
When
what I'm
you was
saying? Some
going through
people,
bad times like that, what would you listen to?
man, I don't know. You know, I mean, be honest with you, I mean, shit, I don't always listen to rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
a rapper, but
it don't gotta be
yeah,
rap. That wasn't a question.
I throw some R&B in. You
What do
feel
you
me?
mean, like some
Like
old school shit,
this, some old school shit. You
like
know what I'm
some Bobby
saying? I'll throw
Womack,
some
Donny
Isaac
Hathaway
Hayes.
type shit?
Yeah, some Isaac Hayes, some Isaac Brothers. You know what I mean? That type of shit. Al Green. You know, just because it's a lot more common. You feel me? A lot of times.
Yeah, nah, I can dig it. And everything wasn't about fucking or being in love. Like they was singing about everything. You know, they be
Right,
singing
right.
about how nice their car was, all the way down to how they needed some money for gas for their car.
But see, I grew up to that type of music, so
Me
that kind of
too.
translates into my music now. You know what I'm saying? That's what keeps me so versatile because me, I'm an artist. I'm a creator, but I'm a big ass fan of music. Good music. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter what genre it is. Like there's genres of music that I may not just be bumping in my car all day, but I know good music when I hear it. You know what I'm saying? I've had people show me music. I'm like, damn, that shit pretty dope. You
Now
know
I
what I'm saying?
feel you,
So I just
bro.
appreciate real music.
I feel, man, my wife put me on the Fiona Apple. I never would think I'd be a Fiona Apple fan. Fiona Apple is that deal.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel you. Genre don't matter. You know, I've said this before and shit. So I can't remember who said it around me the first time, but good musicians like good music.
That part. That's why, like, even like, you know, this my album Clarity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got R&B singers on there. You know, I kind of went outside the box as far as my choice of production. You know, really just
What
trying
do
to
you mean by that? Outside the box? You mean opposed to your typical sound, opposed to a West Coast sound? What do you mean?
all the above,
All of the
all the
above?
above. You know what I'm saying? If I heard a song, if I hear a beat and I like it, I don't give a fuck about nothing else. If I like it.